What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Let's start it with our first news. Alexander Volkov recently reflected on his hard-fought split decision victory over Jailton Almeida, a bout that generated significant discussion within the MMA community. The two heavyweights faced off over the weekend, and although Almeida successfully secured numerous takedowns throughout the fight, his performance drew heavy criticism. Many fans and analysts accused Almeida of employing a lay and pray strategy, repeatedly taking Volkov down without inflicting real damage or attempting meaningful offense from top position. UFC President Dana White was among those who voiced disapproval of Almeida's approach. He praised the judges for awarding Volkov the victory, saying he was glad they scored it for Volkov. White added, "You can't win a fight by just laying on top of somebody." His comments echoed the sentiments of many viewers who felt Volkov displayed better intent to engage and do damage, despite being taken down multiple times. After the fight, Volkov spoke candidly about his performance in a post-fight interview. The Russian heavyweight admitted that his takedown defense did not hold up as well as he had hoped, expressing disappointment that he was unable to showcase his improvements in that area. "In practice, my takedown defense was much better," Volkov said. "I'm a little bit upset that I couldn't show it in the fight, but that's how it goes sometimes. It's a fight, things happen differently than you expect." He went on to humorously reflect on how he might handle similar situations in the future, joking, "Next time, maybe I'll just pull guard and give up the position instead of being taken down again. Every time it happened, I was so surprised. Maybe in some alternate universe I have great takedown defense, but not in this one." Volkov's honesty and self-awareness earned him praise from fans who appreciated his willingness to admit his shortcomings despite the win. Meanwhile, the MMA world continues to debate Almeida's strategy and what it means for the future of grappling heavy fighters in the UFC, particularly when control time is prioritized over damage. Following the fight, former UFC double champion Henry Cejudo also shared his reaction to the bout, weighing in on what the matchup revealed about both heavyweights' skill sets. Before we jump into the next story, we have a small favor to ask. If you're enjoying the content, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell icon. It really helps us out, and ensures you'll never miss an update. Moving on to another news, Daniel Cormier recently shared an emotional and detailed account of his backstage encounter with Tom Aspinall following the controversial ending of UFC 321. According to Cormier, he saw the British heavyweight shortly after his fight, and it was immediately evident that Aspinall had sustained significant eye injuries. Cormier explained that when he approached Aspinall backstage, the fighter still had bandages covering his right eye. Despite the visible damage, what stood out most to Cormier was the surprising nature of the injuries. Tom's right eye was completely bandaged because he still couldn't open it, Cormier recalled. "What's crazy about that is, just 20 minutes after the fight ended, it was his left eye that had taken the severe poke, the one that went knuckle deep, yet it was the right eye that looked worse." The former UFC double champion expressed disbelief at how both of Aspinall's eyes appeared affected, noting that the right side was scraped down and visibly irritated, while the left eye, which endured the direct eye poke, was expected to be in far worse condition. "It's wild," Cormier said. "You could tell the pain he was in, but somehow, the right eye looked even more damaged." Cormier went on to describe the emotional toll the situation took on Aspinall. "Tom was very upset," he said. "He heard the crowd booing and was clearly frustrated. But once the replay was shown, people started realizing what had really happened." According to Cormier, the audience's reaction quickly shifted once they saw the slow-motion footage of the eye poke. At first, they booed Tom, thinking he was exaggerating, but when they saw the replay, they realized the severity of the poke, and suddenly, the boos turned towards Gane. Cormier's account adds context to an already heated post-fight discussion surrounding the incident, which has sparked debate among fans and fighters alike about the handling of eye pokes and potential rule adjustments in the UFC. Fellow analyst Michael Bisping also weighed in on the controversy, defending Aspinall and calling for greater protection for fighters in similar situations moving forward. Moving on to another news, Jon Jones has once again taken aim at interim heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall, continuing their ongoing back and forth following the chaotic events of UFC 321. The rivalry between the two top heavyweights seems to be heating up, and Jones appears to be enjoying the opportunity to get under Aspinall's skin through subtle, and sometimes not so subtle, jabs on social media. Shortly after UFC 321 concluded, Jones made headlines by changing his social media profile picture to an image of a duck wearing an eye patch, a not-so-veiled reference to Aspinall's unfortunate eye injury that led to a controversial fight stoppage. The image immediately caught the attention of fans across the MMA world, many of whom interpreted it as a mocking gesture toward the British fighter. However, Jones didn't stop there. Earlier today, he escalated the trolling by reposting a side-by-side graphic comparing his own dominant victory over Gane to Aspinall's much shorter and more contentious bout with the same opponent. The post highlighted Jones' first-round finish time against Gane, juxtaposed with Aspinall's fight duration and the eye poke incident, with the caption, "Never forget who the GOAT is." The post quickly spread across social media platforms, sparking widespread discussion among fans and analysts. Some praised Jones for his humor and confidence, while others criticized the move as disrespectful given the nature of Aspinall's injury. Aspinall, who has previously maintained a composed and professional demeanor when responding to Jones' remarks, also reacted subtly on his own accounts. While he did not directly address the mockery, his latest post reportedly carried a calm but pointed tone, one that fans interpreted as a sign he's focused on proving himself inside the octagon rather than engaging in online sparring. The exchange has further fueled speculation about a potential future clash between Jones and Aspinall, a matchup many fans have been calling for since Aspinall's rise to prominence. With tensions now rising publicly, it's becoming increasingly clear that their paths are destined to cross, whether inside the cage or through continued social media warfare. Moving on to another news, Umar Nurmagomedov delivered a dominant performance at UFC 321, showcasing his signature Dagestani wrestling and relentless pace to secure a unanimous decision victory over Mario Bautista. While his technical skill and composure impressed fans and analysts alike, Umar took a humble approach when discussing his performance afterward, particularly when asked about comparisons to his legendary cousin, former lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov. During the post-fight press conference, Umar offered a candid and self-reflective explanation of why he believes he may never reach Khabib's level, despite their shared lineage and training roots. "People always compare me to Khabib," he said, "but Khabib was different. What he did, the way he dominated, the mentality he had, that's something very few people in this world can have." Umar acknowledged that while he trains with the same team and under the same philosophy at American Kickboxing Academy, Khabib's combination of discipline, mental toughness, and absolute commitment to perfection set him apart. "It wasn't just about skill," Umar continued. "Khabib had a mindset that no one could break. He would train like every fight was the biggest fight of his life. He didn't care about money or fame, he cared about legacy, about his father's dream. That's something special." Despite his humility, Umar expressed pride in continuing the Nurmagomedov family tradition inside the octagon. "We all try to carry the same values: respect, hard work, and honor. But there's only one Khabib. I'm not trying to be him. I just want to be the best version of Umar." The 27-year-old bantamweight remains undefeated in the UFC and continues to evolve as a top contender. However, his remarks show that he measures greatness not only in victories but in mindset and purpose, qualities that defined Khabib's storied career. Fans praised Umar's honesty and humility, noting that his ability to recognize and respect Khabib's unique greatness only reinforces the maturity and integrity that have become hallmarks of the Nurmagomedov legacy. Moving on to another news, UFC bantamweight champion Sean O'Malley has come to the defense of Tom Aspinall following the controversial eye poke incident that ended Aspinall's fight at UFC 321. In a recent video on his YouTube channel, O'Malley addressed fans and critics who questioned Aspinall's toughness and decision not to continue, offering a heartfelt and detailed perspective from a fighter's point of view. O'Malley began by clarifying the difference between taking a legal strike and suffering an eye poke, emphasizing that the two situations are entirely different in terms of danger and severity. "If you get punched in the eye and it swells up, that's part of the fight," O'Malley explained. "You fight through that because it's a legal shot. But an eye poke is an illegal strike. It's not something you can just tough out." Tom Aspinall would have fought through a punch or a broken orbital, no doubt, but this was a poke straight into the eye. "That's dangerous." He went on to defend Aspinall's integrity, making it clear that questioning his toughness is completely unfair. "To question Tom's toughness is insane," O'Malley said firmly. "Nobody wanted to keep fighting more than Tom did. He's a warrior. He wanted that fight more than the fans wanted to see it. But when you're poked in the eye, and you literally can't see, you have to think about your long-term health." O'Malley also shared his own experience with eye pokes during training, explaining how terrifying they can be even outside of competition. "I've been poked in the eye before, not in a fight, but in practice," he recalled. "The moment it happens, you can't see. It's painful, it's uncomfortable, and it's scary. You start wondering, am I ever going to be able to see again?" That's a real fear. He concluded by reminding fans of the human element behind the sport. People forget these fighters aren't robots, O'Malley said. They're putting their health on the line every time they step into that cage. Tom didn't quit. He protected himself from something that could have ended his career. O'Malley's defense resonated with fans, many of whom praised him for speaking out and highlighting the real risks fighters face when accidents like this occur inside the octagon. Moving on to another news, former UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya gave fans a lighthearted moment following UFC 321, revealing that he quite literally slept through most of the event. In a video posted to his YouTube channel, Adesanya was seen lounging on his couch, struggling to stay awake as the much-anticipated card unfolded. Despite his efforts to power through the night, the last stylebender ended up dozing off during several of the main fights, only waking up at one of the most shocking moments of the evening. Adesanya explained that he had stayed up late to catch the event live but quickly realized the card wasn't living up to the hype. "Man, I stayed up for this. I should have just gone to sleep earlier," he joked, clearly unimpressed with the overall pacing and energy of the fights. The video captured Adesanya nodding off repeatedly, only to jolt awake during the heavyweight main event between Tom Aspinall and Gane. As the fight took an unfortunate turn due to the accidental eye poke that left Aspinall unable to continue, Adesanya's reaction was both genuine and comedic. Half awake, he suddenly perked up when the incident occurred, muttering, oh no, expletive, hell." After realizing the fight had been stopped, Adesanya sighed and chuckled, saying, "Oh well, good fight," before leaning back in disbelief at the bizarre ending. The candid clip quickly went viral among fans, who praised Adesanya for his unfiltered and humorous honesty. Known for his charisma and expressive personality, Adesanya's sleepy reactions perfectly captured what many fans felt about UFC 321, a night that promised excitement but ultimately left audiences disappointed. Despite the jokes, Adesanya made it clear there was no disrespect intended toward the fighters. Instead, he framed the moment as a reflection of how unpredictable the fight game can be. "That's just how it goes sometimes," he said. "You wait all night for the big moment, and then it ends in a blink." His playful commentary reminded fans why Adesanya remains one of the most entertaining personalities in the sport, both inside and outside the octagon. Moving on to another news, Tom Aspinall has found himself in the middle of a growing debate following the release of a new video from his doctor's visit after UFC 321. The interim heavyweight champion shared the footage on his YouTube channel in an effort to update fans on his condition after the unfortunate eye poke incident that ended his highly anticipated fight against Gane. However, instead of clearing the air, the video has unexpectedly stirred more controversy, with some critics accusing him of exaggerating the severity of his injury, an accusation many fans and fighters have strongly pushed back against. In the video, Aspinall appears calm but visibly uncomfortable as he speaks with a ringside physician. His right eye remains swollen and discolored, with significant bruising still apparent. During the examination, the doctor can be heard reassuring him that no immediate or dangerous damage was found. "We didn't find anything dangerous," the doctor said. "You'll need further tests when you return to the UK, but everything looks okay for now." Aspinall, however, explained that his vision was still far from normal. "Not really," he said when asked if his eye felt better. "It's nearly black, still black. I can't see properly." The doctor then advised him to avoid fighting or training until his vision returned to normal, emphasizing that he would need clearance from the ophthalmology department before resuming activity. Despite the doctor's calm tone, some online critics pointed out that Aspinall's eye looked fine, using the clip as supposed evidence that he had quit during the fight. Fans and fighters alike quickly countered those claims, reminding others that the appearance of the eye doesn't always reflect the internal damage or pain caused by a poke. Eye injuries can temporarily impair vision or even cause permanent damage, even when external swelling appears minor. While the video may have unintentionally fueled skepticism, many praised Aspinall for his transparency and willingness to show his recovery process. His honesty, combined with the doctor's professional input, serves as a reminder of the risks fighters face every time they step into the octagon, and how one freak accident can change the course of a fight, or even a career, in an instant. Moving on to another news, Paddy Pimblett, a close friend and training partner of Tom Aspinall, has shared his passionate reaction to the controversial ending of the UFC 321 main event between Aspinall and Gane. The fight came to an abrupt and disappointing halt after Gane accidentally landed a double eye poke that left Aspinall unable to continue. Referee Jason Herzog was forced to step in and call the bout a no contest, an outcome that left fans, fighters, and commentators stunned. Pimblett, who was watching the fight live, captured his raw reaction on Instagram shortly after the incident. Clearly frustrated, the Liverpool native didn't hold back his emotions as he replayed the shocking sequence. "Well, that was an eye poke, wasn't it? That was both eyes as well," Pimblett exclaimed. "It's not even like he just caught him in one. Both his fingers went right into Tom's eyes. That's nasty, lad." He continued to voice disbelief as the reality of the situation sank in. "If this ends like that, it'll be one of the worst pay-per-views in UFC history. One of the biggest disappointments ever for a main event," he said. "You can see how bad it is. Tom hasn't fought in 15 months, and this is how it ends. That's heartbreaking." As the broadcast showed Aspinall struggling to open his eyes and wincing in visible pain, Pimblett sympathized deeply with his friend. "The way Tom's reacting, lad, it's clear he can't see. The fight's done, they have to stop it," he said somberly. "It's heavy, that. About as anticlimactic as it gets." Despite his frustration, Pimblett also expressed empathy towards Gane, acknowledging that the foul was accidental. "I feel bad for Gane as well," he admitted. "It wasn't intentional, but still, it's his fault the fight couldn't continue. Something needs to be done about these gloves, lad. You can't keep having eye pokes like this." Pimblett ended his reaction by calling for an immediate rematch, saying the fight was shaping up to be the biggest test of Tom's career, and that both men deserved the chance to finish what they started. His words echoed the sentiments of many fans who left UFC 321 feeling disappointed but hopeful that the rematch will eventually deliver the showdown everyone was expecting.